really lovely to be back with you again. So easy to keep Scrappy in with me because she makes a bit of a fuss if she's outside of the room. So hopefully there'll be no interruptions. Make sure you're somewhere that's comfortable, that you're not going to be disturbed. Obviously have your blankets, your cushions, perhaps have a strap or a tie that you can sort of use to aid you throughout your yoga practice. So what I'd like you to do now is put yourself in a body shape that you feel is going to benefit you. So that can be your traditional Shavasana with your arms and legs away from the body like a little starfish. Allow the ankles to fall away from the body. Have the arms away with the palms facing the sky. Also, you've got an option to come into a goddess pose with the soles of the feet together, knees falling apart to the side, and you can float your arms to the back of the body into a cactus if you feel you have rather tight shoulders and hips. A lot of us are doing a lot of walking and cycling at the moment as part of our daily exercise, so I know for one I am feeling quite tight in my hamstrings. So starting to settle down into a Shavasana, starting to really listen and tune in with the body. As always, noticing any areas of tightness, any areas that perhaps you've picked up an injury that you're not aware of, but just really starting to switch off. Maybe tucking the shoulder blades a little bit closer together. This is going to open your heart centre, and you can also hover the hips above the mat for a few breaths. And just as you're starting to settle into your Shavasana, it means corpse pose, so that's just an indication of how deep we're wanting you to switch off. Just knowing that throughout your yoga practice, we know that each time we come to practice, we are going to feel completely different. So we're going to really have an awareness of our posture. We're trying to encourage really good postures, sitting and standing. If we practice that enough, hopefully it will become second nature to you. We're also going to have an awareness of our breath. That's something we usually take for granted. So just focusing on your breath. Full inhalations through the nose and full exhalations likewise. Also perhaps starting to quieten the mind, and hopefully through your yoga practice you may be able to cultivate and invite a little bit more mindfulness into your life. You don't have to be sat on a mat for hours at a time. You can be in a glen, you can be on a dog walk, you can be on a beach. So really settling in, starting to relax the face, allow the eyes to sink a little bit further into the back of your head, and just noticing how your body responds to breath. You can also use your cushions, put them under your legs, maybe put them under your head. If you know that you're working with a sensitive back, bend the knees. Also know that as you're working through your practice, anything that doesn't feel right, back off the pose. It's really important that you listen to your body, and if your body says no thank you, respect that. So we're just going to allow now the chime to flow and vibrate through our bodies. So very slowly, let's start to invite that awareness back into the body. using fingers and toes, allowing them to spread, and then maybe clenching, just starting to rotate the ankles and the wrists, and really spreading those toes and ankles, and just really getting an idea of where you are at this point in time, and wherever you are at, that is absolutely where you should be, and it's fine. So, just starting now to come back to still. We're going to inhale, we're going to exhale, and as we do so, we're just going to take a turn of our head to the right side. So just turning very gently, turning the head, inhaling, come back to centre, inhale, exhale, taking that gaze now over to the left side, and just noticing those subtleties in the body. So now we're just going to just lie nice and flat on your mat. If you know you're working with a sensitive back, we should have already listened into that and started to have bent our legs. So for those that can, straighten the legs out, keep the legs straight, float the arms behind, and just take a really wonderful stretch. Breathe in, interlace the fingers, and then I just want you to turn the hands inside out so the palms are sort of facing the back of the room. So we're now going to cross with the right leg, cross that over. We're going to inhale, we're going to exhale, and we're just going to lean our arms and legs to the left side of the room. Take a few breaths here, feel that stretch. Fill to the top. Inhale, exhale, come back to centre. Let's now cross the left leg over the right as we inhale, stretch the arms, and let's lean the arms and legs now to the right side of the room. So we're just getting a really wonderful sort of opening on this left side of the body. We're now going to inhale, Scrappy. We're now going to inhale, we're going to exhale, we're going to uncross the legs. We're now going to draw the legs into the belly. Come up like a little coconut. We're going to take the arms out to the side, and then we're just going to start to very gently window screen wipe the legs, take the gaze to the opposite side of the room, have the palms down, and just encourage normal rotation. So as the knees are going in one direction, our head is facing in the opposite direction. Just getting an idea of where you're at, just sort of introducing and feeling and encouraging a little bit of flexibility and movement in that spine. And then when we're ready, let's just come back to centre. So we're now going to allow the legs to come onto the floor. Have them so the legs are just very gently, or the fingers are just sort of draping on that index part of your heel. Be slightly pigeon-toed, lift the toes and place them down. We're just going to float now. We're going to inhale, come into our bridge pose, reach. Exhale, floating all the way down, remembering to tilt that pelvis to release that lower back. Inhale, floating the arms all the way back. Exhale, floating the arms all the way down. And again, let's tilt that pelvis. So last time inhaling, maybe going a little bit further up, and perhaps for some of you, you might want to come onto the toes and just go that little bit further. This is strengthening the front and the back body, opening the front body and strengthening the back in a very gentle back bend. Exhaling, just coming that little bit further down now onto the mat with the legs. So we're now going to inhale, we're going to take a hold of our mat, step the feet a little bit further in, inhale, come onto the balls of the feet, tuck the shoulder blades in. As we inhale, we're going to reach with that right leg, tap. Inhale, reach, exhale, tap. Inhale, reach, exhale, tap. So we're now going to do the same with the left leg. So we're going to inhale, reach, exhale, tap. Inhale, reach, exhale, tap. Inhale, reach, exhale, tap. Last time, inhale, exhale, and tap. So allowing the spine to come onto your mat, tilting the pelvis, having a conversation with your back, And let's just come now into our happy baby. So your happy baby, you're going to allow the knees to fall to the side, flex the feet, try and resist tilting the pelvis at this point, try and keep the spine making contact with the length of the spine and the mat, and then just start to rock slowly from side to side, flexing the feet, getting a really wonderful massage with the whole of the back body, particularly the backs of the lungs, the kidneys, the adrenals. And then, when you're ready, just simply come back to centre. So we're now going to draw the legs in. Let's come in like a little coconut. Let's tuck in ever so tightly. We're now going to inhale, we're going to exhale. We're just going to allow the legs to straighten. Take it to your edge, just draw the belly in. Take the head and shoulders off the mat. Inhale, exhale, release. So we're going to take the right leg over. We're going to inhale. We're going to reach up with the arms. Open that back body. Inhale, exhale, release. So let's take a nice hamstring stretch now on the opposite leg. So your left leg is now in front. We're going to inhale and reach. Inhale, exhale. Let's just bring those legs down. So tucking that leg in, tucking both legs in. We're now going to inhale. We're going to reach both of our legs out straight beautifully. We're now going to take our hands and we're just going to place them under the hips. So we're going to do some leg raises. So remember to still tilt the pelvis even though your hands are underneath sort of each hip. And if you know that you're working with a sensitive back, just start to bend the legs before you raise. So we're going to inhale, exhale, point and place. So inhaling, flexing, feel the hamstrings, Achilles tendon, point and stretch. Inhaling, exhaling, pointing and placing. Let's inhale, exhale. So you can go at your own pace. You can go at your own rhythm, but just make sure your breath and your movement are reflecting and listening to the body. So inhaling, flexing, exhaling, pointing. So you should start to feel a little bit warmer now on the centre of the body as we've got that core awakening. We are really sort of creating a bit of warmth and energy. And exhale. Inhaling and exhale. Inhale. So two more. Exhale. Last one. We're now going to count our way down. So pointing the toes now, so they're like Harry Potter wands. We've got energy flying out of the toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9.5. Remember to still tilt that pelvis. Allow the legs to release onto the mat. So both ankles now, remove the hands. Just come into a little mini Shavasana. Tuck the shoulder blades in. And just sort of have an awareness of where you are with your breath. As we inhale now, we're going to draw the knees back to centre. We're now going to allow the legs to bend, come onto the mat. You're going to take your right leg over and you're going to cross that leg over. You can tuck it underneath. Some of you may be able to do that. Taking the arms to the side. And we're just going to start to very gently lean to the right. Inhale. Lean the legs to the left, gaze to the right. So inhaling. So it's a slightly stronger twist. So whichever way your knees are, whichever direction your knees are going in, you are facing in the opposite direction. So now we're going to take the opposite leg in front now, so that should be left leg. Crossing over, arms, shoulder height, palms down as we inhale, lean to the right, gaze to the left. Inhale, Exhale, so allowing the knees to fall to left, gaze to right. Inhale. So just get a nice sort of gentle flow going. So last time on either side, to the right. Inhaling and then just reaching with the knees to the left. So let's just start to cross the legs now. We're going to draw the knees in once again. And we're going to start to rock and roll. So we all have different ways to rock and roll. So you can allow the knees to fall and just reach in front, grab a hold of either leg or both legs, draw the belly in, and then some of you may like to come into your cosmic egg where the knees are down by the ears. And then when you think you've sort of done enough rocking and rolling, just starting to come to the centre of your mat. So let's just sit really, really tall. Let's get a nice flow going. We're going to inhale, reach. Exhale, come down through Anjali Mudra. Interlace the hands. Let's really flow forward. Exhale, let's come back to centre. Let's just flow. So you can keep the arms straight or you can just come onto that forearm. Inhale, exhale. Reaching over, inhale, exhale, come back to centre, reach up, inhale, exhale, come down through your Anjali Mudra. Let's now take the arms behind, let's interlace, and let's just take a really nice shoulder stretch, reaching with the arms, take the gaze to the sky, inhale, exhale, release. So let's take the opposite leg in front now. Always challenging on the opposite side because we always tend to put our favourite leg in front. So we're going to inhale, exhale, come down through a strong Anjali Mudra. Interlace the hands, let's flow forward. Try if you can to keep the sit bones on the floor, draw the belly in. Inhale, exhale, sit tall. So left hand on the floor now, on the left side. As we inhale, reach over, all the way over as we can. Feel that body opening on the right side. Inhale, exhale, reaching all the way over, keeping the arms straight or coming all the way down. Inhale, exhale, back to centre, come up through your Anjali Mudra, reach. Inhale, exhale. Let's interlace the hand, let's take a nice shoulder stretch. So taking the arms away from the body as we gaze up to the sky. Inhale, exhale, let's release the hands. Let's just roll the shoulders now, so really get a nice, feel the scapula gliding. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Let's take those shoulder rolls in the opposite direction. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So sitting beautifully tall, let's just start to warm the hips up. So bringing the feet together, the feet can be a little bit further away or they can be that little bit closer. And then just starting to sort of bounce the hips. Just having that conversation with knees, with hips and with your ankles. Just sort of heating them up. And then once you've warmed them up, I just want you to take a nice sway from side to side, so perhaps each knee is just coming to, just matching and meeting the floor. And then when you're ready, just come back to still. We're now going to inhale, we're going to draw our right, we're going to draw our left leg in, we're going to have a hold of our right, flex. Let's just very gently start to rock the baby. So we're flexing the feet, we have really strong arms and shoulders. We're just getting a nice movement here in the hips, arms are really supporting. left hand. We're going to take the right arm, take it underneath, grab a hold of this foot, reach up with the left arm. So we've got two opposing forces. You're trying to kick away and we're trying to pull that leg back, flex the foot, and we're just going to very gently lean now over to the right side of the room. So we're still kicking, we're still pulling with that leg. Inhale, exhale. Let's release that leg. Let's just take a nice leg stretch. Draw the toes towards you. Maybe rotate the ankle if you feel that's good. So grab a hold of the toe now. We're going to inhale, exhale, and we're just going to stretch that leg out. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So some of you might like to try this to the side. You don't have to fully stretch your leg if that doesn't feel good. So you can support the hand here. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling. Still try and sit tall. Inhaling and exhaling. So let's take the opposite leg now. So really sit tall, reach through crown, reach through sternum. Taking this left foot, having the edge of the foot so it's like a sitting pigeon pose, but we're still reaching through crown. Let's just take a very gentle rocking motion, just encouraging some movement in this incredible left hip. Notice one side of the body compared to the other, and then just start to come to a slower movement where we eventually come back to static. Keeping a hold of this foot with the right hand, take the left hand underneath, flex, and just sort of turn that foot out completely. Try and sit tall. Imagine you've got a string coming up through the crown of the head. We're now going to reach up with this right hand, and as we're kicking away and pulling back with those two opposing forces, we're also just leaning now to the side. So keep breathing, don't forget to breathe. Inhale, exhale. Let's just take a nice hamstring stretch. So draw that foot towards you, sit tall, and then maybe just start to rotate the ankle. And then tuck the knee really tight. So this is where you can use your strap if you want to, or hold onto your toe. We're just going to inhale, straighten, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Don't straighten the leg if it's too intense. So let's draw the leg in now. Let's take the leg to the side. Place the right hand here as we just start to inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. So Scrappy. So we're just inhaling and exhaling. So coming back to the centre, sitting really, really tall. And come over here. Come in. Sorry guys. So let's now cross both legs. We're now going to roll over and we're going to just come into our tabletop. We're not going to be here for long. Just make sure you've got the position right. Fingers spread, wrists above your, shoulders above your wrists and knees, just sort of below the hips. So just let's start to take some swaying motions now. Let's get some movements in the hips. Just get some nice swaying, and when you've done perhaps 2 or 3 in one direction, inhaling, exhale. Let's just take that movement into the opposite direction. And then coming back to our centre. We're now going to start to walk the hands forward. We're going to curl the toes and we're going to push back into our first down dog. So let's just sort of work out where our down dog should be. Our fingers are spread, all of the palms on both sides are making full contact, triceps towards heart, reach with the sit bones, and just try and lower the heels as near as you can to the mat. If it's too intense, of course, bend your knees. So we're just going to float forward, inhaling, exhaling. Let's inhale, let's exhale. So returning into your full inhale, exhale into your down dog. So we're now going to step in ever so slightly with this left leg. We're now going to raise the right leg, we're going to take the gaze forward, and we're going to tap that right elbow. So inhaling, gazing forward, exhale, tap. Inhale, raising, exhale, tap. So now we're going to inhale, we're going to raise, we're going to tap the left elbow. Inhale, raise, exhale, tap. Inhale, raise, exhale, tap. We're now going to take the right leg, come onto the side there, put the weight in the right hand, and let's just open our dog. Inhale, exhale. So place the left leg back, left hand back, right leg back, and just settle into your down dog. So we're just going to come onto the knees, take a few moments here, rest the head, so the arms can be stretched out or they can be behind. You have got an option at this point in your child's pose to release the arms up to the sky if you feel you need a shoulder stretch. Inhale, exhale, release. Hands into the front of the mat, just in line with the shoulders, fingers spread, curl the toes, and let's push back once again into our down dog. So still drawing the belly in, triceps to heart. And we're now going to step in ever so slightly with the right leg, and we're now going to lift and take the gaze, lift the left leg and gaze to the front. So we're going to inhale, gaze, exhale, tap. Inhale, gaze, reach, exhale, tap. Inhale, gaze, exhale, tap. So we're now going to reach up with this left leg and we're going to cross over. Inhale, so you're going to tap your right elbow with left leg. Inhale, exhale, tap. Inhale, reach, exhale, tap. So this left leg is bent. We're now going to reach out with this left leg. We're going to place all of our weight in our left hand, and we're going to come onto the sides of both feet, and we're going to open our dog. Keep breathing. Inhale, exhale. Hand back onto the mat. Careful as you release this leg back into our down dog. Settle in. So we're now going to do our Chaturanga Dandasana. We're going to float forward, draw the belly in, inhale, exhale. Some of us are going to drop to the knees, others are going to do a full Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, exhale. Let's come back to child's pose. Let's just rest very momentarily as we inhale, exhale. Push back into your down dog, draw the belly in. Inhale, float. Inhale, exhale, full Chaturanga Dandasana. Coming up. This time come onto the fronts of your feet. Inhale, exhale. Little moment in child's pose. Inhale, curl the toes. So let's push back once again into our down dog. Inhale, so let's float forward into your Chaturanga Dandasana. So let's swoop it through, chin, chest, up dog. So coming onto the fronts of your feet. Inhale, take the gaze now over the right. Inhale, exhale, back to centre. Inhale, exhale, gaze over to the left. Back to centre. Inhale, exhale. Child's pose. So at this point, just flip your hands like little pancakes, or you can start to just draw the fingers in and make fists. We're not going to be here for long. We're going to curl our toes and we're going to push back into our down dog. So we're going to jump sort of leapfrog to the front of the mat. So we're going to take a bend in the knees, we're going to gaze forward, we're going to spring off the balls of the feet. So draw the belly in, come to the front of the mat, inhale, exhale, forward fold. So your hands are on the ankles, take a bend in the knees, soften them if it's too intense. Inhale. Let's come to our gazing pose, hands just below the knees, take the gaze forward. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, exhale, let's come all the way up to the top of our mat. Come into our Tadasana and come to the front of your mat. So we're now going to inhale, we're going to exhale, we're going to step back with that right leg. And we're going to check that alignment, heel to heel or heel to mid-arch. Check the alignment of that front knee. And we're going to come now into our warrior one. So reach up with the arms, really reach in with the arms. Maybe take a slight back bend if that's what you feel you want to do. We're going to inhale, exhale. Let's come into our Virabhadrasana 2. And we're now going to twist. We're going to inhale, exhale. So just gaze now off that back hand. Inhale, under sweep the arm, back to Virabhadrasana 2. Let's twist. Inhale, exhale, under sweep the arm, all the way back to our Virabhadrasana 2. Let's twist. Last time. Inhale, exhale, under sweep the arm. Back to our warrior one. We're now going to inhale. We're going to place our hands on the front of the mat. At this point in time, if you've got tins of beans or boxes, feel free to sort of have them ready. You're going to kick off this back foot. And we're now just going to reach up to the sky with this back leg. Now as we reach, we're going to start to bend the leg and we're going to tap. We're going to come back to our standing splits. Inhale, exhale, tap. Inhale, exhale, tap. So last time, inhaling, exhale, tap. So now we're going to come onto this back right foot and hopefully you should find yourself all set up for a twisting pose. So we're going to grab onto our front leg, we're going to reach tall. We're going to reach with the arms, inhale, leaving the arms into the, reaching up as high as you can into the sky. We're going to backstroke this left arm all the way behind. We're going to reach, inhale, exhale, cross the knee, right hand over the left leg. And let's just take a gaze now over this left shoulder. So you've got a choice. You can bend this front right elbow. You can, if you want, take the left hand around you, but just gazing over that shoulder. Inhale, exhale. So coming to the front now, we're now going to place both hands on the right side as we just come to our little counter pose. We're not going to be here for long. Inhale. We're now going to come back to centre. So push off this back leg, hands where they were now. And I'm going to reach into our standing splits. If you want to go deeper with that standing splits, you can take your right hand or your left hand around that leg and you can just draw in. It's entirely up to you. Inhale, exhale. Let's release the right leg onto the mat. So we're going to come into our Uttanasana, so feet slightly sort of apart. Let's inhale. Let's come into an Uttanasana. So we're going to tilt that pelvis, we're relaxing the shoulders, we're reaching with the arms. Inhale, exhale, fold forward. Inhale. Exhale, push the energy all the way to the back of the room. It's up to you whether you straighten your legs or you can keep a bend in the legs. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So let's inhale. Uttanasana. And again, you've got an option to come onto the toes if you wish. Inhale, exhale. So let's reach really, really tall. Come down through your Anjali Mudra. Let's now place the hands on the sort of kidneys. So you can just see here, hands sort of really spread over the kidneys. Try and draw the elbows together. So lift the toes up, place them down. We're now going to inhale. And as we exhale, we're just going to very gently lean back. So take the bend where it needs to be. Imagine you're being lifted up from the sternum before you come back. Drawing the elbows together. Inhale. Exhale, allow the shoulders to roll down. And just take a gaze now to the floor. Inhale. Hands back over the kidneys. Keep the fingers spread, as you can see here. And imagine you being lifted up from the sternum. So let's inhale. Lift tall, exhale. So pushing your hips forward, drawing the elbows together. Take it to your particular edge. Inhale. Exhale. And just allow the shoulders to roll forward. Just allow the head to hang gracefully. As we inhale. Exhale, placing the hands again, spread all sort of over either kidney. Inhale, reach through sternum, elbows together. Exhale, pushing the hips forward. Remember to breathe. Inhale, exhale, and again, roll the shoulders. Just allow the head to hang. We're now going to inhale, we're going to reach. Inhale, exhale, let's come down through a strong Anjali Mudra. Standing to the front of the mat. In our Tadasana, reaching tall through crown, shoulders relaxed. We're now going to inhale. As we exhale, we're going to step back with the left foot. Check the alignment, and we're just going to come into our warrior one. So we're going to reach up with the arms, check the alignment of that front knee, reaching up, maybe taking a little back bend if you wish. Inhale, exhale, let's come into our Virabhadrasana 2. So our Virabhadrasana 2, we're really reaching with both arms. We're trying to draw the feet together, and our gaze is off the index finger in front. So we're now going to inhale. We're going to exhale, we're going to swing this arm all the way around, and then we're going to twist. So we're going to take that gaze now over, behind the left hand. So we're going to inhale, under sweep the arm, exhale, let's twist. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So let's twist. And now we're going to return this arm all the way back to our warrior. So reach, maybe take a micro back bend, always check the alignment of this front foot. As we inhale, reach, exhale. So we're going to push off this back foot now. So just pushing off. Coming into your standing split. So at this point you can have your bricks or your block here if you need to come that little bit further away from the floor. So we're going to inhale, exhale, bend the leg and tap. Inhale, reach, exhale, tap. Inhale, reach, exhale, tap. Inhale, reach, exhale. So you're going to bend this left leg, and we're going to make our way down now into this wonderful pose. So So we're going to sit tall, interlace the hands so you're really, really sitting tall. Allow the shoulders to draw back. So we're going to inhale, reach. Take the gaze to the palms. Keep the arms stretched. Inhale, exhale. So you're going to backstroke this right hand all the way to the back of the mat. We're going to inhale. Exhale, allow this left hand to cross over the right. And let's start to gaze now over our right shoulder. So you can keep the hand straight or you can bend it. You can take the right hand and sort of cross it around a little bit further around the hips. Let's do a little counter pose as we inhale. Exhale, hands back to centre. And then just gracefully bow the head. Or just allow the head to come onto the mat. Come back. Both hands now, so we're going to take the weight in that back leg. And we're going to start to raise this left leg now. So what you can do, you can either stay here in your standing splits, or you can take your right hand around and you can draw in. Keep the knees slightly bent if you wish. Work out where you're at, don't overstretch. Inhale, exhale. Let's just release this left leg down onto the floor. So we're now going to inhale, come to your Uttanasana. So remember to tilt that pelvis, reach with the arms, inhale, exhale. So place the hands on the mat and just see if you can straighten those legs, come into your forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, sweep the arms up to Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. You can always have your bricks here too. You can keep the chest on the thighs, you can keep a bend in the legs. So if you want a hamstring stretch, you can just straighten the legs. Inhale, bend the knees, sweep. Exhale, forward fold. Again, rest the hands on the bricks if you need to. Chest is on the thighs. And it's up to you. You can take a nice stretch of the legs. Or you can keep a bend. As we inhale, exhale. So let's sweep now into our Uttanasana, into our chair pose. Tilt the pelvis, reach with the arms. And you've got an option. You can come onto the balls of the feet, onto your tiptoes if you wish. Go a little bit deeper into that bend. Inhale, exhale. Forward fold. Let's now place the hands on the ankles. We're going to glide the hands up to gazing pose. So we're taking that head gaze forward. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, let's glide the hands all the way up the front of the body as we allow the shoulders to release down. So once again now we're back into our Tadasana, which is mountain pose. So really keeping the arms sort of really dynamically switched on. Maybe lift the toes and then place them down. So we're now going to come into our tree pose. So really sort of ground in with the feet, lift the toes, feel rooted to the ground, and perhaps check on something that has caught your attention and keep that focus. Imagine you're in a bubble in your own tent. So let's really start to root in through the right leg, lift the toes, place them down. We're going to inhale, a few variations. You can simply cross the left leg over, you can place it on the inner calf, or you can bring it up onto the inner leg if you wish. Let's inhale, come down through your prayer. If you push the palms together, really ignite the pectoral muscles and the biceps, and this is going to help you keep balanced. When you're ready, you're going to open your arms and your fingers so they resemble a branch or a tree. Remember to focus on the breath and really reach tall through crown. Also, you can try and get the elbows maybe to move that little bit further to the back of the room. Don't be frightened to move. We need to be bendy. We don't want to be brittle. Let's inhale. Exhale, come down through an Anjali Mudra. Let's release this left leg, and I just want you to start to sway the hips. Let's get some circulation going in this right leg. Move in the hips, and then when you're ready, coming back to the front of your mat in a Tadasana. So we're now going to transfer that sort of rooting down through our left leg, and you probably find you're going to be better on one side than you are in another. So lift the toes, root down through the left leg. Let's inhale. So we're either going to place the right foot on the left, or you can place it on the calf, or you can sort of hoist it up if you wish. Let's inhale. Let's come down through our Anjali Mudra. When you're ready, you can start to open your branches. So again, it's fine. You can fall out of the pose and come back into the pose. You can move your branches. Inhale, reach. Exhale, come down through Anjali Mudra. Releasing the leg. And let's just start to get a nice sway going through the hips. So coming to the centre of your mat now, let's inhale, reach. Come down through Anjali Mudra. Completely emptying the lungs. Placing the hands on your thighs, let's start to glide forward, taking the hands all the way down to the ankles, weight in the front of the balls of the feet. Let's come to our gazing pose. Inhale, take the gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. So as we do so, let's just start to bend the knees, and let's just come into a sitting yogi. So some of you are going to have blocks, or you could use a shoe box to help you sort of enter into this sitting yogi position. So we're all different, our hips are put together slightly differently. Well, they're put together in the same way, but we have slightly different ball and socket sizes. So keeping the hands together, use the elbow as levers to really help you open in the hip area. Reach through the crown. We're just going to take a few breaths here in our sitting yogi, wonderful hip opening sequence. Remember to not breath hold, keep breathing, it's very hard sometimes. And then when you're ready, just start to take the hands behind, draw the legs together, have the feet slightly hips width apart, and I want you to really, really sit tall now. So there's always modifications for this pose. We're going to really sit tall. Some of us are going to keep our knee and ankles level, and we're just going to stay here. We're not going to do anything other than that, supporting legs. The legs are really heavy. Others are going to cross their right leg over the left. We're going to bring the hands to prayer, push the palms together. We're going to inhale, exhale to right, inhale, exhale to left, inhale, back to centre. So let's uncross, take the opposite leg across now, so left leg over the right. Inhale, exhale to left this time. Inhale, back to centre. Inhale, exhale, take the gaze to the left. Come back to centre. So let's allow the legs to fall down now. I'm going to sit tall. I'm just going to allow a little counter pose. So let's just lean forward. So really allow the legs maybe to fall to the side. Grab a hold of your toes. And to centre. We're still going to sit tall. We're going to tilt that pelvis now as we make our way down to the mat. So tilting the pelvis, really sort of lifting the toes and digging in through the feet. Let's take the arms in front, sit tall. Imagine you've got a string in the pubic bone and we're trying to tilt that pelvis and use our core as we make our way down to the mat. So inhale, exhale. Tilting that pelvis, making your way mindfully, very slowly onto your mat. And let's allow the knees now to draw into the belly. So like a little coconut, let's draw in tightly. And when you're ready, in your own time, just start to allow yourself to float into your Shavasana. So you can have your arms and legs away from the body. You could indeed put yourself into your goddess pose. So at this point you can use your blanket, you can use a cushion, but just putting yourself into a position that you know is going to benefit you in a very well-deserved Shavasana. So starting to switch off, starting to have that conversation with the body, just perhaps comparing how you feel now to how you did when you first came to practice. Allowing the eyes to sink a little bit further into the back of the head. Allowing the facial muscles to relax. Perhaps, if you're in a traditional Shavasana, tucking the shoulder blades closer together. Just noticing the breath, how the body is responding to breath. Relaxing the face, relaxing the scalp, allowing the tongue to fall away from the roof of your mouth. So be the observer of your thoughts. Try to be non-reactionary. And perhaps repeating to yourself, all is well. For those that have chosen a goddess pose, you can of course draw the knees together at any time and sort of transfer and flow into a traditional Shavasana. For those that have a tweak in their back, take your Shavasana with bent legs. So let's allow the chime now to simply flow over and through your body. Start to move fingers and toes intuitively, perhaps take a turn of the head from left to right. When you're ready, come back let's allow the legs to stretch away from the body. Unless you're working with a sensitive back, keep bending them. We're going to float the arms now all the way to the back of the room. So really imagine that spine elongating, stretching. You're creating space. When you're ready in your own time, let's inhale. Fill all the way to the top. As you exhale, float the arms all the way gently over the torso. With an inhalation, start to draw the knees into the belly and perhaps start to rock from side to side. So again, massaging the kidneys, the backs of the lungs, back of the head, back of the shoulders. And when you're ready, just start to roll over onto the right side of your body. If you wish, you can take a few moments here in a fetal position. Obviously, we're opening the outside of the spine, and internal organs are getting a really delicious sort of squeeze the tighter you draw the knees in. So when you're ready, in your own time, start to make your way up to a comfortable seated pose, but never forgetting our posture, reaching through crown, reaching through sternum, shoulders away from our ears. Let's bring our hands into an Anjali Mudra, so thumbs are making gentle contact with heart center, closing the eyes gently. I am centered, I am balanced, I am peace. So, namaste everybody. Hope you found some benefits from your yoga practice today, and thank you very much for allowing me to lead you. I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful evening, and thank you very much. Take care. And from Scrappy too. Apologies for the barking earlier on. Thank you.